Welcome to the fourth video in this marketing course. It's me, Chris Farcher, and I'm going to be taking you through retargeting today. So at this point, we should know and understand tracking, right? We know how to build a rotating tracker link. We know how to build custom capture pages, and that we should be using at least 2 to 3 of them so that we can be split testing, making tweaks, making changes, and increasing our conversion rates, right? And then we also know a solid way to get traffic very fast, which is simply by buying banner ad space. Now, remember, we could go to places like buy, sell ads, and we could go buy advertising, or we could do it the way that I personally do it, which is search out specific keywords and then communicate with somebody who has a website that's getting traffic and then buying banner ad space from him. So that's where we're at right now, and here we're going to learn about retargeting. So what I want you to do is, now there's a bunch of different retargeting websites, and you can check some of them out. I personally use one called retargeter.com. There's some other ones that they cost like $1,000 to get involved. This one is, I believe it's free to make an account. So what I want you to do is just type in Site Scout, and this is the one we're going to go over. So you just go to Site Scout, create an account. I already have an account with them, so I'm just going to sign in. You can play around with all of this stuff before funding your account. I've already funded my account just to play around in here. But I don't think you have to do that to actually use the system. You can kind of build everything for free, and then when you're ready, put in a budget. Okay, so first let's go over what is retargeting. Retargeting is if somebody lands. Let me get to our page, right? So we built a capture page, just an example one, right? So this was it, instant profit. So we built this page. Now, if a lead comes and lands on this page and he decides not to put his information in there, well, what happens? Well, we basically lose that potential lead forever. So retargeting, what it does is when someone lands on a page like this, we place a tracker pixel code on his computer in a sense, and now when he's doing his own thing, right? He's over at YouTube. He's over YouTube checking out videos. Maybe he's over, maybe he's over at ESPN.com, wherever he may be, right? So let's just, I'm just going to click one of these videos and see if I can see an ad. This one's not going to have it, but so I'll just go back. So, if one of your leads is overdoing their own thing, what'll happen is if I kept clicking videos, eventually an advertisement would show. This is actually an advertisement, so this could be one of the places that it showed. Your retargeting ad could show up here. And if they click it, they'd go right back to here. So that's the beauty of retargeting, is that it's almost like little ads follow them around the internet all over the websites that they search. So, it could be CNN.com, it could be, the Washington Post, it could be YouTube, it could be all, it could be any website, which is very powerful because people see these ads over there and they're like, wow, this is, this must be real popular. And they don't realize that they're being retargeted. And we can retarget people to capture pages. We can retarget people to sales pages. So we can do all that stuff, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So the first thing you want to do when you're in here is you want to create a new campaign. You want to do a desktop campaign and retargeting campaign. All right, so we're just going to give it a campaign name. I'm just going to name it MBBP example. Your destination URL. Your destination URL would be your tracker link. So let me see if I can actually get back in there. Okay, so you remember the first video, we built this tracker link, right? So I'm going to go down to it. There it is. I'm going to click on the links, which is going to open it up for me. And I'm going to grab my tracker rotating link. And this is the link I want to put here This way we can split test and we can play around and we can see what our conversions are and we can make adjustments. You don't have to really change any of this stuff. The only thing would be frequency cap. You could either do no cap. I usually change mine to 512. But I mean, sometimes I do no cap too. It kind of really doesn't matter too much. We don't need to change any of that. All right, so our budget. What to know about our budget? The bigger the bid is, the more websites that you'll be shown on. So let's just say that a lead, right? He lands on your capture page and he doesn't opt in. So now he's going to be retargeted. But later on he's surfing and he lands on someone else's page that they're doing retargeting. And then he goes over to ESPN.com, right? Well, if you're bidding $3 and the other guy is bidding, $3.50, well, what will happen is your ad wouldn't show to that guy. The other one would show. So it is a good idea to either keep it at the default in the beginning or to raise it up a little bit. I usually raise it to like 325 just to give myself a little edge up. And then as the campaign runs, I see how things are performing and I may lower it a little bit. But most of the time, you're not going to pay that. Depending on how your ad is performing, you'll probably pay less. So, you can keep it at 3, and later on you can lower it if you're getting, if your ads are showing and you're getting lots of, you're getting more people to convert. The budget's really up to you. I'm just going to leave it as is. Let's scroll down here. I don't really play with any of this stuff other than page position. I changed this to above the fold. And I don't really change any of this stuff. This stuff you won't need because we're going to be putting the codes on our own capture page. So the only thing that I've seen here, which is, let me just check this out. Yeah, okay, so for geolocations, I like to add the United Kingdom. I like to add Australia. I like to add New Zealand. Where's New Zealand? And Canada. So United States, United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. Those are the 5 best traffic type countries to target. I mean, obviously you can target more if you wanted. That's just what I do personally, so that's what I'm going to show you how to do. And we're ready for the next step. All right, so audience here. Now this can get a little confusing, but what we want to do is this. We want to create a new audience. I'm going to name it something, and I'm going to name it MBBP, and then I'm going to name it opted in, because this is going to tell me that this audience is the audience that landed on the page and opted in. Let me just add a new audience. And I'm going to create another audience that's going to say MBBP clicked ad. All right, so I'm going to add new audience. BP clicked ad. I actually did this backwards. Let me change this to clicked ad, and I'll change this one to opted in. All right, so what I want to do here is I want to change this to untarget. All right, so what we have here is this. We have our first custom audience, which means the people that land here but don't opt in, we are going to target them which means we are going to target them with this page. If they don't opt in, we want to keep targeting them until they do opt in. But the thing is this, is if, let's just say somebody does put their email address in there, well, we don't want to keep targeting them with the same page, right? We want to target them with the next page, which would be the sales page, right? So we would want to retarget them and this page is not completed yet. I mean, by the time you see the video, it will be. So things will be changed. But we would want to retarget them with the sales page, right? We wouldn't want to target them with the same page. So, so what we did here is we added 2 new audiences, right? We added one that said when they click the ad and land on the page, we want to target them. The people that opt in, we want to untarget them. So that's really all you need to know is just create 2 audiences, do that, set it up like that, target and untarget, and then go to the next step. I leave this the same, so you can just go to the run. You can go to the next step. Now here you need your ads, right? So I actually don't think I have the ads on this site or on this computer, unfortunately. So I'm only gonna be able to do a few here with you. Let me see. All right, so what would we do is we'd either go in the back office to the affiliate section, right? We would get our banners, or you could go over and you could do something like we did last time, right? Work from home or make money online. We go to images, we go to search tools, we go to size, we go to exactly, and now we want to get one of each size. So I always forget all of my sizes and I have them written down. So let me just get to them real quick. I know most of them, but there's 5 of them and I don't want to skip any on you. Okay, so there's the 728 by 90. Right. You know, so you know, we would grab one of these. Actually, really don't think I want to do all of them right now because it's just going to take too long. So, you know, what would we would do? You know, in the back office at this point, we should have banners for you, all different sizes. If we don't, for some reason, come in here. The last video and below the video, I'll lay out all the different sizes that you want to get because you do want to have one size of each. And let me just see if I'm just going to put one banner in here for right now. Let me see. I think I put that one banner in here the other day. You load it up, 728 by 90, right? So then we would need the 468 by 60. We would need the 300 by 250, 160 by 600, 120 by 600. You should have one of each in here because different websites have different banner space. So this way, you know, if I'm going to retarget somebody and this banner isn't available, it'll go to the next banner for me and it'll rotate. I'm not going to do it now because it would take me too long. The video will be too long and it's repetitive. I'm just going to get the size of the banners. So I'm just going to go to the next step here. And this is just the summary of what we have here. So I'm going to launch the campaign. All right, so our campaign is successful. The next thing that we need to do is we need to go place the retargeting codes, right? So you hover over here where it says Assets. You click on it, and this little box pops up here. And I'm going to go to Audiences. And here's a bunch of different custom audiences that I've built. And here is the first one, right? MBBP clicked ad. So you're going to click this little thing that says Get Tags. It's going to open up for you. You're going to grab this code. Hopefully you have taken my recommendation about using optimized press. Let me just get in here. All right, so what do we do now? I'm back into optimized press. I'm going to go over to my capture page. Now we should be using a rotator and using 3 pages, so you'd have to do this 3 times on every capture page. But for now, I'm going to do it on this one just as an example. So I'm going to go into the live editor. right? So here's my capture page. Here's the live editor. On the left-hand side, there's all these different options. I'm going to go to page settings. It says other scripts. I'm going to click there. And that is it. I'm going to paste the code. Now there is one more thing we need to put in here. I like to put it in here because it'll be for conversions. So the next thing you need to do is go back over to assets, go to conversions. You click new conversion, just give it a name, right? So MVP capture page. You can give it a dollar amount if you want. I'm just going to leave it at 0. I'm going to grab this conversion code, and I'm going to put that in there as well. I'm going to go back over here, right below it. I'm going to paste it in there. And that's how you should be having your code. This code is what's going to retarget people. People land on this page. This code is going to be put onto their computer, and it's going to retarget them. All of this is completely legal. Big marketing companies do it. I'm sure you've been retargeted a million times. And this code is going to be a conversion code. This is what's going to tell us later on that, hey, you had a 30% conversion rate, but because of retargeting, you got 10 more leads. Saw the retargeting ad, and then they clicked and they opted in. So you want to put that in there. It's going to help us with statistics later on. We're going to update, and we would do that for the other two, rotating capture pages as well. So this way, we're retargeting on all the different pages. We are seeing our conversion tracking, and now we are really doing it the professional way of how we do this. So that's really it with retargeting. There's other platforms. If you're more comfortable with a different platform, feel free. I just want to walk you through this because I do know that this stuff is confusing if you're in here. And as we go on, maybe I'll try to get into some retargeting on Facebook and stuff like that. For now, this is actually more important though. And really, that's all you need to know how to do. The functionality is pretty easy. Really, you're only going to be using these two things: audiences and conversions. You'll check out your campaign. I'm actually not going to run this right now. I haven't run any of them because you can see the date is only the 7th. By the 15th, part of this marketing course, when we're complete, we will actually show you live campaigns of what we did, how we launched, and everything. So hopefully we can get that in video format for you. And then not only will you have the training, but you'll have a completely live view of what we did, so you can see, because this stuff really does, all of this works when you put it together. I hope you have enjoyed this retargeting video. And I really do hope that this has opened up your eyes to how you truly should be marketing. No more of this like little free stuff and just putting your foot in the water. I mean, if you want to do it, you want this as a career, this is the type of stuff that you need to know how to do. Okay, so you need to know how to track your numbers. You need to know how to adjust. You need to know how to get in here and build this type of stuff. It's really not hard. I promise you. Just get in and play with it, and you'll become an expert at it. And then this will be the way that you generate that $5,000 to $10,000 plus a month. So I will see you on the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.